Hello and welcome to Other Film Photography. So we are here at my photo studio in Helsinki, and today is pretty special because this is something that I wasn't expecting that it would happen that fast, but it is. First of all, I would like to thank Focus Nordic for, arranging this for me, and I want to thank you guys very much, and also to Jobo. The video today is basically about C41. Jobo was kind enough, and Focus Nordic, they were kind enough to send me development C41 kit to try to test it, and also the lab kit, which I'm gonna be showing you guys in a second, everything that comes in and all the stuff, and how to develop with the JOBO C41 kit. Let's check that out. So first, let's talk about the lab kit. This is the lab kit. On the lab kit, you basically get 2 bottles, which they are already filled here with the C41 solutions and developers and stuff. You get the famous Jobo Unitank that comes also with 2 reels that you can actually develop 2 films at the same time. You come with like measures to measure all the chemicals and everything you need with precision and accurate. You also get my favorite, to be honest, the thermometer, which for C41 it's extremely important to have as temperature is critical. You get the film clips to hang the films after you have developed, and also with the tap rolls. So basically you connect this on the tap, stick this on the Unitank, and use it for the washing of the film afterwards. So that's basically what it comes on the lab kit. This lab kit is the Lab Kit M. There is also a Lab Kit S and a Lab Kit L that comes with a few extra things on the Lab Kit L and a little less on the Lab Kit S. This M, for me, seems to be the perfect compromise for home development. So that's why I prefer this one, and I thought that this one was probably the most suitable for home development on this case. So now let's check it out, the C41 kit from Jobo, and develop some film with it. So here you have the C41 kit from Jobo. Basically the kit consists in 4 different solutions. Of course, you're gonna have to mix a few more, but basically here are your developer. Here's the bleach, fixer, and a stabilizer. For the developer, you have to mix all these solutions, solution A, solution B, and solution C. You're gonna mix that in distilled water in a container, and then you pour on your bottle or whatever you're using. The bleach is basically by itself. You're just gonna mix with distilled water. Same with the fixer, same with the stabilizer. One thing that I need to stress in here and make it very clear, people, when you're using the Jobo C41 kit, please read the manual. All you need to know is right here, and this manual actually is pretty good. It comes with the explanation for you to actually develop the entire solution, which is made for 2.5 liters. But also you can do 1/25 of a liter and also 1 liter, and it's all explained in here. And just like in my case, even if you need for 500 ml, you can cut the half of the explanation of the 1 liter and make it the solution for what you need. Remember that these solutions, they have shelf life, and the shelf life for these things right here are quite long. Let me check in here how is the shelf life for the solution as it is. The way it is right here, the developer is going to last 12 weeks, on the original bottles, and all the other solutions 24 weeks. Once you have mixed it with the distilled water, the developer is going to last 1 week, and all the rest 24 weeks. So you better keep your tracking from the dates where you're mixing the solutions and preparing everything, that you don't lose or have to throw away unused chemicals for the development. So that's my advice to you. You do as you please, but that's what I'm doing here. So now, you know the C41, you know the lab kit, let's put them in use. Let's develop some film. So to start off development, the first and most important thing is to have a film. So I was shooting the last couple of days with a color film, and it's still on the camera, so let's take it off and go load it into the tank. So here, it's our film. So before we can actually start developing our C41, we need to go through a couple of other things that you may need to actually make the development at home. The first thing you need is a container big enough that you can actually place your chemicals to warm them up to the right temperature. Something simple will do. In my case, this is what I'm using. That's it. Something very simple. This will do the job. Another thing that you may need is a separate container where you can actually use for the stabilizer, which is the last step of the development. You cannot mix, or you shouldn't mix, the stabilizer into the Jobo tank or whatever tank you're using. It's not recommended. So you need a separate container for that. For me, this is simple enough, cheap enough, and this is what I'm using. Simple, no secrets here. Another thing you may need, that I'm pretty sure you already have, if not, it's pretty cheap and simple to get, is a funnel. You may need a funnel to drop the chemicals from the containers back to the bottles. So whatever cheap funnel you may have or you may find, it will work just fine. This is what I'm using. Simple. Another very important thing that I advise you guys to wear all the time while developing C41, black and white, whatever. As long as you're dealing with chemicals, please make sure you protect yourself and you use gloves to make it with safety and everything. So whatever, rubber gloves, disposable gloves, doesn't really matter as long as you're protected from these chemicals. They can be pretty nasty on your skin, so don't take the chances. Protect yourself. And the last and most important part of the home development is a temperature control. You need to find a way to control your temperature and make sure that you keep the chemicals and all the development process at 38 degrees Celsius during all the time. That's the prime temperature for C41 development. In my case, this is what I'm using, a simple circulator. I got this one for 50 bucks from the, from the shop around here, and you can use it whatever you have, as long as you can keep the temperature precise and for the time that you need for the development. There is a cine steel temperature system that's quite famous. It costs a bit more than what I paid for this one, but that is nothing different than basically this. So whatever method you find doesn't matter as long as you can keep the chemical temperature on the right level. Now that you went through all the necessary extras that you need for home development with the Jobo kit, let's start our development. So now let's get things started. Let's start preparing our container with the hot water and putting on the right temperature, because that might take a little while. And right after we do that, we're gonna go to the toilet, which is dark enough in here, and load the film on the reel and load on the tank and come back to start with the process. So let's get the water running. That should be enough. So now that we have the water running, let's place the chemicals inside, just on the bottles, just like that. Developer, bleach, fixer. And remember that the stabilizer is at room temperature, so don't touch it, don't put it in here. Let's see what is the current temperature of this water here. It's about 33 degrees. So let's get the warmer and the circulator on. Yeah. Another thing, remember, for the circulator, you don't place the temperature at 38 degrees. You place the temperature a little bit higher. If it does happen that your developer is in a bit higher temperature later on, you can always bring the temperature down with the cold water from the tap. So that's not a big problem. So I'm gonna place the circulator to run here at 40.5 degrees Celsius, and that should bring the chemicals to 35 degrees all the way. So let's get started. So this is how is our setup right now. So the water, the chemicals, the circulator ready, 40.5 degrees. Let's make this thing run. Now that we have the chemicals running and everything going as it should, we need to wait to reach the right temperature. And let's go load the film and get things ready. Let's go to our development place. How glamorous. There we go. So now we have the film on the tank. We left the chemicals here warming for quite a while. Let's check it out, the temperature, and see if we are actually ready to go. So the way I do is that normally I take the developer, because you cannot mix anything with the developer. And I come here and I stuck the thermometer inside the developer to check the temperature. Let's see. I think we might be just good to go. That's great. So let's close this. Wash the thermometer and prepare for the developments. So just to quickly explain, this is what's going to happen. We're gonna read the manual and see what are the times of development. So we're only developing one row. It says here that we should put 3 minutes of pre-wash, so 3 minutes just on the water, then 3 minutes and 30 on developer, 6 minutes and 30 of bleach, 4 minutes and 20 on the fixer, another 3 minutes of wash, and 1 minute of stabilizer. What I normally do is that I have a mobile phone app that it's called Darkroom Timer, where I can set all the times that I need for pre-wash, developer, and everything. So it's all here already. I'm going to set the thing, start preparing the pre-wash, and we're gonna get the development from there. So, Jobo, here's the thing. Let's prepare the water. Yeah, the water also should be at 38 degrees or something close to that. That seems good enough. Let's fill it. And our timer is running. Let's get our gloves on before we start with the chemicals. Let's check the temperature once again. Right on the spot. All right, so pre-wash, it's over. Let's put the water out. This is just the water. You can actually just drop it into the sink. It's not a big problem. So let's do just that. And now it's where the fun begins. Developer. So here we go. Now the developer is in. We're just gonna do like 10 seconds of agitation. Few knocks to displace the bubbles. And we're gonna repeat that every 30 seconds. Okay, so we are done with the developer. Now let's put the developer back to its bottle. Okay, that seems to be everything there. It's time to bleach. Okay, let's put the bleach. Same thing, inversions for the first 10 seconds and then every 30 seconds. Let's repeat all the process again. Okay, bleach is about to end. Let's pour it back to the bottle and we start with the fixing. Okay, I like to put a bit of water between the bleach and the fixer. Shake it a bit and make sure that everything is off. So now let's start with the fixing. Same process again. 10 seconds of shake, then shaking every 30 seconds. There we go. So I'm gonna pour the stabilizer on the container already and wait for the time to place it in here. Okay, so we finish with the fixing. Let's put the fixer back to the bottle. It's all back. And now we have a 3 minutes of washing on warm water. It doesn't have to be in any specific temperature, but you know, not hot, not cold, probably something above 24 degrees and under 40, that will do the trick. And I'm gonna use the hose that came with the kit. So let's put it to go. Voila, that's what it is. 3 minutes on this, then we go to the stabilizer. Things should be done by now. Fingers crossed. Okay. It says we're done. Let's hope so. So now we get the film. I'm gonna take it out from the reel to go to the stabilizer and come on, camera. Here we have. Let's stabilize. 1 minute on the stabilizer. the best thing is to take everything off. You just make sure that you keep the film immersed on the stabilizer and you should be good to go. Okay, let's take it off from the stabilizer. Don't wash it, just with your hand get the excess out. This is it. Now, time to hang it and wait for drying. Now, let's clean up the mess. So yeah, this is the Jobo C41 development kit. As you can see, it's not rocket science, it's not that difficult. As long as you follow the instructions that comes on the manual, you should be just good and you shouldn't have any problem. Once again, I would like to thank very much to Focus Nordic and Jobo for providing me with the lab kit and the C41 kit, and I'm very thankful, and you know, I cannot say good things enough about you guys. And yeah, now that you have seen it, if you're thinking about buying a C41 kit, consider the Jobo. It's a pretty easy kit to deal with and simple to do it at home. Everything that you're gonna need from this one is what you're gonna need for the other C41 development kits anyway, so that's just the usual. Anyway, if you like this video, please remember to give the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and switch on the notifications that you make sure that you know all the updates and everything that is happening in our channel. For the time being, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!